and welcome to Amethyst Style Crafting. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today we're going to do a fun card with a very simple sort of fancy fold. It's not anything very complicated at all, but it's something that you can do lots and lots and lots of. We are using the Sweet Stockings Designer Series paper. This is on page 31 of the Autumn Winter mini catalogue, and it is called Sweet Stockings. And I was saying the other day to one of my subscribers who has trouble with colours, she's colourblind, that a very easy way to see exactly what colours you want to use is to look at the colours that they have together on Designer Series paper. So on this one we've got Cherry Cobbler, Bumblebee, Old Olive, Evening Evergreen, Pool Party and Cinnamon Cider. So if we use any combination of these colours with this paper, we know that it's going to match perfectly. So little tip, if you struggle with colours, always look through the catalogue and see what colours go together. Okay, so that's the paper that we're going to use. And what we need to do is, first of all, we need to get a card base. So if we look at our card base, wherever we are in the world, because there's different sizes, you take a piece of cardstock, you cut it in half, you score it in half, and that gives you your card base. Now, this will work with any sort of card that you have. So if you like to do larger cards, sort of 7x5s, if you like to do square cards or the long thin cards, any type of card, this will work because you're taking a card blank and then you are working with that. I'm going to give you the measurements for A4 UK because that's what I use, but you will then be able to see how you can change it. So we need our scoreboard, our trimmer, and what we're going to do is we want to have a 1-inch strip off of the side here. So if I open my scoreboard trimmer up and I line up where the crease is, and I then take it to 1 inch, which is down on this side, it's easy to do, and then I can just cut straight off 1 inch. Okay, now the piece that we've got left over, I want to cut that to 4 inches by 3 inches. And again, wherever you are in the world, cut your piece down so that it works perfectly. Okay, so that's 4x3. And we still have a little piece here that we can use for another card. Okay, now while we're at that, we are going to take our Designer Series paper, and this one has obviously a directional pattern on here. We want the dogs with the stockings at the right way. So we are going to cut this at 4 1/8. I'll be able to get 2 out of this. So make sure that I've got the top and the bottom lined up. So we're going to cut that at 4 1/8. And then we're going to cut the other side, so turn it round, cut the other side at 5 7/8. And you can get 4 out of 1 piece of Designer Series paper. So that is 6, 5 7/8. So just cut that on there. Okay, so I've already cut 2 out. I don't think we can get No, you can get 4 out of 1 sheet of designer series paper. So that's all the cutting that we need to do for the moment. And then what we're going to do is we are going to take, so we've got this here where the fold is going to be. Then we need to take our piece. Now, we know it's directional, so we want this to go inside like that. And so what we need to do is we need to take some wet glue, whoops, and we're just going to run the wet glue all the way down, making sure that we've got all of our seams and things nice and tidy. Now you need to make it fairly close to your line, but not over your score line, because wet glue will seep a little bit, and what you don't want is for it to seep right out. Just make sure you've got your corners and things done nicely. Okay, so putting our card the right way round of how we're going to fold it, taking our piece, making sure that it is directional. We are going to put it in on here, and we're going to line it up. Now I find it easier to take it into the sides here, and we're going to line it up edge to edge on here very carefully, and then we are going to take our side across and fold it down. So I'm just going to make sure that I've run that across, and then you've got a nice piece, which means that the inside of your card, you've got the lovely design, and the outside of your card, you've got the pattern as well. Now, we've got this sort of fairly ugly looking line down here, so we want to cover that with something. And what I've taken is, you can take a little strip of anything. So you can take some colour paper. I've actually got some gold, which is left over from last year, or it might have been the year before, glitter paper. And I really like glitter paper. You might have some of the one that was in the celebration. There is metallic paper in the others. Now this I've cut just a little bit too long, or I haven't trimmed it yet. So just going to get my trimmer out again, and I want this at 5 7/8. So let me just take that down to 5 7/8 and take that little end off like that, so I know that it's going to be exactly the right size. And we're just going to stick this down on the side here, which just adds a little bit of something. So again, I'm using my wet glue, because I find wet glue is perfect for everything. So we'll take this down on there. And again, I find it easier to do it on the side part. So I'm just taking it so that it runs just along in on here. And then you've just got that little strip, which just makes it look a little bit nicer. Okay, so now the piece that we cut, which was 4 inches by 3 inches, I want to do a mat of this. So what I've done is I've taken the old olive from the pattern in here, and I've just cut myself a mat for this piece, which is 1/4 inch wider. So that is going to sit on there. And with this piece, we are going to take, we need to have some decoration and stuff on this. So I have got my, let me just find my envelope, which I think is over here. Yes, it is. So what I do with the little patterns and things and the animals in there, I will just fussy cut them out. And I've shown you all of this before, so we don't need to go through it again, but I just want to take out, I want one of the dogs, which I've just fussy cut out, and that's going to go in on my card. So I keep lots of little bits and pieces in here. I just fussy cut them out when I'm sitting watching the television in the evening, and then that works beautifully. So we want him to go on here, and then we want a sentiment on here. Now I need to take, I'm going to need to get my old olive. So I might actually take Mossy Meadow because it's a little bit darker, rather than having the old olive, unless I can find my old olive. You have to bear with me 2 seconds. Right, I've got an old olive. Let's see if I've still got some ink in this one. I have got, oh, that'll probably be all right. Okay, so I've got Mossy Meadow and I've got old olive, depending on which one needs to be refilled or not. Okay, so on this, we are going to have the dog here. And then I just want to put a very simple Merry Christmas on here. So one of my favourite Merry Christmases is from the Perfectly Plaid, which is a returning stamp set from last year. It might even have been the year before as well, but it's in the annual catalogue. And this Merry Christmas I love. It's got a nice sort of swirly font and it's just nice and big. So we're going to take that one, and I just need to get a block. You'll see that it's stained. That is because I use it with cherry cobbler quite often, and it really then doesn't matter if I've used it with cherry cobbler or any other colour. I'm just looking to see if this is, I'm going to put this on this little scrap here because I can use it again, just to make sure that I've got good ink in here. Yes, that's fine. Good. Okay, so ink this up nicely, and then I'm just going to make sure that it is going to go in where I want it. So it's going to come in up here like this. There we go. So we've got the nice Merry Christmas. And then I am going to, we need to attach this to this. So again, wet glue for that part. I'll put this in here. And again, it's a very simple way of batch making Christmas cards. Because, you know, you can get 4, as I said, from one sheet of designer series paper. I'm then going to put this on with dimensionals. So let me just get my dimensionals out. My box just here. So with this, I'm going to use a combination of standards and minis. So we're going to have the, whoops, we'll have the standard on the head, the bottom and the middle. Now I'm doing quite a few, but because I want it to sit not bend in the middle. Sometimes if you only put you know, 2 dimensionals in, the middle part can bend a bit. So let's just take these off. And the dog looks better with, you know me, I glue things down a lot, but it does look better with just popped up with dimensionals. Okay, so there's the dog sitting there nicely. And then we can put this on here. Now, again, you can pop this up with dimensionals if you want to. I actually like this part being glued down because I think it sits better If you want to put it up with dimensionals, you can do. I would probably do it with strips rather than pieces, because you do want it to sit fairly firmly. So we're going to then just line this up and have it just across like this. So take it across like that. And then because it's going across the glimmer paper, it will need just a moment for the glue to attach down on that side. So have a little patience on that and it'll stick. So you've then got a really nice front of your card. You can add some twinklies and things if you want, but I like it as it is. And then when you open it up, you've got the lovely dogs in here. And then what I would do is to just add on here, we've got, may this special season be wrapped in love and joy. I think that's a lovely one to put in the centre. So I'm going to take that one. Let's find a block that will fit it. Put that in on here. And then I'm just going to put that in on the centre. And again, you can put it in whatever colour you want. I think words in the centre, I quite like them to be in black. So I'm just going to ink that up in black. And then we're going to just put that in on the centre. Like that. May this special season be wrapped in love and joy. And again, you can take one of these little images and put it just down at the bottom. I don't think I've got one that I've already cut out, but let me just have a little look in here. I don't think I have. I'm having to look to see the tiny little things. You know, I've got the little mouse with the little stockings. So, you know, you can put a little cutout down at the bottom, and then you've got the inside of your card beautifully done as well. And as I say, it's a lovely way that you get almost two different looks. So you've got this on this side, and because our paper is always double-sided, you've then got this lovely bit inside as well. And I think it makes a very simple, very easy, very fun card. And I did another one, and this time I mounted it with cherry cobbler, so picking up the colour from there, and I just put a piece of ribbon down there. So I made sure that I stuck it down well so that it wasn't going to fray. And then again in the inside, I've just put, may this special season be wrapped in love and joy. So you can get different looks, very simply done. Hope you enjoyed it. Do come back for some more, because I'm going to be showing other ways of very simply cutting down your designer series paper to make some interesting cards, which I think will be quite fun. So thank you so much for watching me. As always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.